Hello and welcome to The Impact of Radio on Our Lives, a course taught at MiraCosta College in beautiful Oceanside, California. My name is Sherri Allen and I am the instructor. Please enjoy our wonderful student-written scripts for spring semester 2023. And now, on with the show.
Jack of Hearts, Private Eye, by Craig Limekeeler.
Characters. I'm your announcer, Phil, played by Barry. I'm known for my intense, straightforward delivery. Every word is vitally important.
And I am your announcer, Phyllis, played by Lynn. I'm bright, perky, and full of pep.
I'm Bruno Badonsky, played by Eric. I'm a tough New York type. One word at a time delivery.
I'm Jack of Hearts, played by Craig, a private investigator. I'm a little rough around the edges, but underneath I have a heart of gold. I'm with the truth, and nothing but the truth.
I'm John Fields, played by Thomas. I'm Uncle Max to Marcy and Max Plum. Their mother, my younger sister, is a widow. I'm wealthy, reclusive, and I hate publicity.
I'm Max Plum, played by James. I'm John Fields' ne'er-do-well thug nephew. I'm always looking to make a fast buck because I feel the world owes me.
I'm Marcy Plum, played by Anita. I'm Max's twin sister. But unlike Max, I'm honest, hardworking, and don't feel the world owes me a living.
I'm Mrs. Pickering, played by Catherine. I've been the slightly sarcastic Irish housekeeper and cook for John Fields for many years. I have a daughter named Patsy that I love dearly. I'm Patsy Pickering, played by Catherine, and I'm Mrs. Pickering's Irish daughter. My dream is to attend nursing school.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to dig up another case from the files of Jack of Hearts, private investigator. And speaking of digging, spring is just around the corner. Time to check out Acme's new line of shovels.
That's right, Phil. Acme is here to cover all your shoveling needs and more than a dozen models featuring solid oak handles and stainless steel spades for earth removal, or the newer lightweight aluminum models for the ladies. Here is Mr. Bruno Badonsky, another highly satisfied Acme customer.
That's right. I am a highly satisfied customer.
And
Of the Acme Shovel Company. Their shovels make my job easier.
Acme has just the shovel you need for all your toughest shoveling jobs.
I especially enjoyed the model with the built-in flashlight for burying things at night, so days ain't never seen in the light of day.
So there you have it, another satisfied Acme shovel customer. And now it's time for Jack of Hearts, Private Eye. As our story begins, we find our hero, Jack of Hearts, finishing up dinner with his old friend, John Fields.
John, that was one of the best meals I've had in a long time. You really outdid yourself.
I would like to take credit for the meal, but your accolades should really go to Mrs. Pickering. She's the culinary genius behind this delicious feast. But don't tell her I said so. She'll raise the rates, and I'm already paying tuition to put her daughter Patsy through nursing school.
Just then, Mrs. Pickering enters and begins to clear the dishes.
Mrs. Pickering, John and I were saying what a fabulous meal this was, weren't we, John?
Well, it was adequate.
Yes, I see. You only had 3 heaping helpings.
John tells me Patsy's going to nursing school in the spring.
Yes, Mr. Fields was kind enough to pick up the tuition. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. I haven't told Patsy yet, though. I want it to be a surprise.
Well, she deserves it. She's a bright young lady. Unlike my nephew Max, who's a schemer and a bitter disappointment. My sister deserves better. At least she has Marcy, Max's twin sister. That sweet girl has a good head on her shoulders. She'll do all right. Max, sadly not, I'm afraid.
With cooking like yours, Mrs. Pickering, you could have opened up a restaurant and made a fortune by now.
Sir, I would thank you not to put any such ideas in Mrs. Pickering's head.
Oh, relax, Mr. Fields. I'm not going anywhere. You'd probably starve to death and then who'd pay Patsy's tuition? Not that you deserve it, but I will now serve dessert.
With all my detective skills, I still cannot figure out why a wonderful woman like that would put up with a man like you, John.
It's my charming personality.
Just then, they heard a loud scream coming from the kitchen. Jack rushes to the kitchen, followed by Mr. Fields.
Mrs. Pickering, what's wrong?
Note, I found it when I lifted the cake cover. Somebody has kidnapped Patsy, and they're demanding $5,000.
And they've taken all my cake.
We'll notify the police at once.
Oh, no, please don't. The note said not to notify the authorities.
No, that's pretty standard kidnapping 101. They're trying to control the situation.
I agree with Mrs. Pickering. The police will only botch things up. If anybody can find Patsy, it's you, Jack.
I disagree, but we'll play it your way.
Let's travel back in time a few short days where we find Max and Marcy Plum, the nephew and niece of the wealthy industrialist John Fields. Marcy is hurriedly packing a suitcase.
What's with all the packing?
I'm heading back to the farm to help Mom with her planting. Ever since Pop passed, she's been trying to run the farm by herself, and she's no spring chicken. You know, if you were a good son, you'd come too.
Me? Work on a farm? Are you serious? I have much bigger plans in store.
What's with all the pacing? You're jumpier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
You gotta lend me a C note, sis. Frankie and the boys are putting the screws to me.
Max, why do you insist on playing cards with those men? They're way out of your league.
No, they're not. I have a system.
A system in which you owe a C note to Frankie the Thumb is not a good system.
Actually, it's 5 C notes.
Max, where are the other 4 C notes supposed to come from? Your fairy godmother?
Well, I was thinking
Absolutely not.
the old tightwad is loaded. He can spare the dough. I just need enough money to run the grift. Come on, I'll pay you back. Honest.
Me? Absolutely not. Why don't you ask Uncle John?
I did. He turned me down flat. He said it was going to pay for Patsy Pickering's nursing tuition, and she's not even his own flesh and blood.
He may be gruff, but he has a soft spot. I know Patsy. She's a bright kid.
Yes, but all you got to do is turn up the charm a little. For you, he'll do it. For me, he'll never do it. Please.
For the final time, the answer is no. N-O. He likes me because I don't have my hand out every time he comes to visit. You're going to have to find another Patsy.
At that moment, an idea springs to the mind of Max Plum. If Marcy won't help him, maybe it was time to pay a little visit to the apartment where Patsy Pickering lives with her mother.
Yes, who is it?
Package for Miss Patty Pickering.
I wasn't expecting any. Oh my, well, why are you wearing a mask? Is that a gun?
It ain't apple pie, sister. Now get in the car and don't try anything funny.
Oh, I promise I won't. Please don't hurt me.
If everything goes as planned, no one gets hurt. And I get a fat payday.
But Mother's only a housekeeper and a cook. She doesn't have any money.
No, but the man she works for does.
Mr. Fields? Well, he never pay. He squeezes $1 so hard, George Washington turns blue.
Sister, you're preaching to the choir. Now put on this blindfold so we can get going.
Brum, brum. Meanwhile, back at the Fields estate, John Fields and Jacka HARTZ examine the ransom note.
I tell you, there's something familiar about this handwriting. I feel I've seen it before.
Could it be a business rival seeking revenge?
I can't imagine anyone stooping so low.
What about the stationery it was written on?
It just so happens I have an extensive collection of hotel stationery.
Hotel stationery?
Do I question your hobbies? Now, put on these cotton gloves to protect the paper and see if you can find a match.
After several minutes, Jack finally makes an announcement.
I think I've found a match. The kidnapper cut off the logo, but the border of the stationery matches that of the Grand Hotel.
That's why I recognize the handwriting. That's the hotel at which I put up my niece and nephew. It's Max's handwriting.
We need to get to the Grand Hotel right away.
John Fields and Jacka HARTZ rush out of the house, hop into Jack's roadster. They drive at breakneck speed.
Slow down, please.
Car engine.
Your driving is more of a threat to me than my nephew Max. Call me old-fashioned, but I believe all 4 tires should be on the pavement at the same time.
Sorry, but I didn't want Max to get away. I'll explain the situation to the hotel manager and get his room number from the front desk.
A few minutes later, Jack returns with the room key.
He's in room 304.
Good. You have your piece with you?
I never leave home without it. Let's rescue Miss Pickering. I'll take the stairs and you take the elevator. That way he can't slip by us.
Meanwhile, in room 304,
I tell you, this is a waste of time. Just untie me and let me go. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Mr. Fields just employs me mother. He's not going to pay any ransom.
Zip it, sister. My uncle will pay the ransom. After all, he's paying your tuition to nursing school.
Me tuition? John Fields is paying me tuition? You just say he's your uncle? Well, that means you're Max Plum.
Me and my big mouth. Sorry, Toots. Looks like I'll be taking that ransom and you'll be taking a dirt nap.
Oh, no, please, I won't tell anyone. No one will ever know.
Just then, there is a knock at the door.
Don't say a word if you want to see tomorrow. Now, I'm going to lock you in this closet. Who is it?
Room service?
I didn't order any room service.
It's a free bottle of champagne, sir.
I took the pledge and swore off drinking.
Did I say champagne? I meant to say grape juice. I'll just let myself in.
Don't bother.
Don't bother.
I tell ya, I don't want any grape juice.
I insist you do.
Jacka HARTZ forces the door open and Max is knocked to the ground.
Whoa! Hey, where's Miss Pickering? What have you done with her?
I'll never tell.
Look here, you hoodlum. I don't care if you are my nephew. You better tell us where Miss Pickering is, or you'll be spending a very long time behind bars.
Listen to your uncle. He's right. If Patsy's returned to us unharmed, the judge will be lenient. Otherwise, it's your funeral.
I wasn't gonna hurt her, I swear. I just wanted money to pay off some gambling debts.
Just then, there is a thumping noise and a muffled cry coming from the closet.
Help! Help me! Let me out!
She's in the closet. Quick, open it.
Miss Pickering falls out into the arms of Jack of Hearts.
There, Miss Pickering, you're safe. No need to panic. Let me untie you and remove that blindfold.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Fields, is it true what Mark said about you paying my tuition?
Yes, it's true, young lady. It was supposed to remain a secret. You are a very bright and caring young lady. And I would use the word, and the world could use more nurses. What the world needs is less punks like my nephew, Max, who thinks the world owes them.
And thus, we have reached the end of this case from the files of Jack of Hearts, Private Eye. Join us next week when we dig up another case. And be sure to check out the latest shovels from Acme Shovel Company. Good night and good digging.